Sunday, August 18th, 2024. A wealthy cryptocurrency investor, comfortably settled in a luxurious townhouse in Washington, D.C., suddenly receives a chilling notification. Unauthorized access detected in your Google account. He hesitates, briefly startled, but dismisses the alert as a minor glitch. Little does he know, a ruthless, intricate digital attack is already underway, one that will ultimately strip him of over $230 million in Bitcoin. To put that amount into perspective, $230 million is more than the entire annual GDP of several small island nations, a staggering fortune built over years, about to vanish in minutes. This theft marked one of the largest crypto heists from a single individual in US history. How could an experienced investor fall prey to such a sophisticated scam? Was this merely a random cyber attack, or the meticulously planned crime of the decade? Before he was notorious, Malone Lam Yu Xuan, also known as Greaves, was simply a 20-year-old from Singapore. His origins in the bustling Chao Chu Kang district revealed nothing exceptional at first glance, but hidden beneath his seemingly ordinary teenage life was a prodigious, if sinister, digital talent. Also using aliases like Anne Hathaway and $$ on platforms like Discord, Lam initially dabbled in small-time cyber scams, exploiting unsuspecting gamers to amass early riches. His ambitions rapidly expanded, leading him to America in October 2023 through a 90-day visa waiver program. This program, officially known as the Visa Waiver Program, or VWP, allows citizens from designated participating countries like Singapore to travel to the United States for tourism or business for stays of 90 days or less, without needing to obtain a traditional visa. It exists primarily to facilitate easier short-term travel and boost tourism from countries deemed low risk for immigration violations. However, instead of returning home after his visa expired in January 2024, Lam chose to stay illegally, shuttling between extravagant lifestyles in Los Angeles and Miami. Flaunting a flashy post and boast persona on social media, his online followers marveled at his sudden wealth, oblivious to the dark and illegal means behind it. Court documents revealed he had no permanent residence and was unemployed, leaving him with no legal status in the US. But how exactly did Lam orchestrate a heist sophisticated enough to fool even the most vigilant crypto investor? The operation hinged not on complex hacking, but on social engineering, the art of psychological manipulation. Prosecutors emphasized this wasn't about breaking code, it was about breaking trust. Lam, along with his partner in crime, Jondiel Serrano, known online by various aliases including Versace God and @Skidstar, but often referred to as Box, carefully selected their victim. They targeted this high-net-worth individual in Washington, D.C., a Genesis creditor, specifically because he was an early cryptocurrency adopter, making it highly probable he had a massive, potentially less actively secured digital fortune. August 19th, 2024. This was the day the trap, patiently set and meticulously woven over the preceding week through intricate social engineering tactics, would finally spring shut. Aided by a third person known online only as Swag, they began flooding the victim's devices with fake, unauthorized Google account access notifications during that lead-up week. These weren't just random pop-ups. They were designed to look legitimate, appearing as if they originated overseas thanks to the calculated use of proxy servers and VPN services. Imagine receiving multiple alerts daily, each suggesting someone, somewhere far away, is trying to breach your defenses. The goal? To cultivate a state of heightened anxiety and make the victim desperate for a solution. When that carefully nurtured anxiety and paranoia had sufficiently set in, the trap was sprung. Lam and Box allegedly called the victim directly, first using a spoofed number to impersonate Google support, triggering another alert. Then they called again, posing as calm, professional agents from the Gemini Exchange's support team. They spoke convincingly, using technical jargon mixed with reassurances, alarming the victim about imminent security threats, claiming his account was hacked, and insisting the only way to secure his assets was an immediate, guided procedure, including resetting his two-factor authentication, or 2FA. Playing on the fear they themselves had manufactured, they persuaded the victim that they were the lifeline. Believing his digital life was genuinely endangered, the investor handed over critical account security codes and followed their instructions. With this access, Lam allegedly explored the victim's OneDrive cloud storage and Gmail account, finding the blueprints to the bank vault, valuable records of the victim's cryptocurrency holdings. But the scammers didn't stop there. This was merely the beginning. Having successfully breached the first line of defense and identifying the high-value assets, Lam and Box escalated their deception while still on the call, impersonating Gemini's security team. They reinforced the narrative of ongoing attacks, likely praising the victim for his cooperation while warning that further steps were needed. This carefully constructed narrative prompted the victim to transfer funds from his Gemini account, including documented transfers of 59.34 Bitcoin and 14.88 Bitcoin into a compromised wallet controlled by Lam under the pretense of safeguarding them. This wasn't just about stealing initial amounts. It served as a crucial test of compliance and further cemented the victim's belief he was interacting with legitimate security personnel. The final devastating blow involved convincing the victim to download and install remote desktop software, specifically AnyDesk. For those unfamiliar, remote desktop software allows someone else, potentially anywhere in the world, to see your computer screen in real time and take control of your mouse and keyboard. While a legitimate tool for IT support, in the wrong hands, it grants complete access. Lam and Box allegedly framed installing AnyDesk as an essential step for his protection, perhaps claiming they needed to remotely guide him through complex security protocols. With the victim granting this remote access, the endgame began. While Box likely kept the victim engaged and distracted on the phone call, Lam used the remote connection to take control. He manipulated the victim's own computer, guiding the mouse, opening folders, and directing the victim to reveal the specific sensitive files containing the private keys for his Bitcoin core wallet. These keys prove ownership and allow transfer of Bitcoin. Once exposed, control is lost instantly and irreversible. In moments, Lam allegedly used these keys to seize the bulk of the fortune, over 4,000 Bitcoins, bringing the total theft to roughly $243 million, transferring them to wallets under his control. A private video even reportedly captured the threat actors' live reaction as they received a massive 4,000 Bitcoin transaction, celebrating their score. Despite the sophistication of the social engineering, the technical execution left digital breadcrumbs. The duo inadvertently created screen recordings showing aliases interacting with the victim's system, a slip-up of carelessness amidst a meticulously planned psychological operation. But would investigators find these crucial mistakes before the money trail went cold? The victim's desperate report triggered a rapid, intense FBI investigation, but tracing $243 million in stolen crypto requires specialized skills. This is where the crucial contributions of independent on-chain investigators, notably the pseudonyms ZachXBT on X, came into play. ZachXBT's public reporting and deep dive analysis provided crucial insights, illuminating the path of the stolen funds and helping identify the individuals behind this complex scheme. Blockchain analysis revealed the $243 million was rapidly split and distributed. The funds were moved through a dizzying network of more than 15 different cryptocurrency exchanges, swapped between Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and the privacy coin Monero, or XMR, in an attempt to obscure the origin and break the chain of custody. The investigation identified three primary individuals: Malone Lam, also known as Greaves, Jadaniel Serrano, also known as Box, and a third key player, Via Chatal, known online as Wiz. Wiz received a large share, approximately $34.5 million, traced to one of his own Ethereum addresses. In a critical operational security blunder, Wiz accidentally revealed his full name, Via, during a screen share, a name corroborated by accomplices in chats. Another associate, Akash, known as Light Dark, assisted Wiz in laundering funds via platforms like Etch and ThorSwap, and similarly leaked his own name during a screen share. While Wiz and his associate handled significant laundering, Lamb focused on spending. His $3.5 million share fueled an unbelievably extravagant lifestyle. He acquired a fleet of over 30 luxury automobiles, including custom embroidered Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Porsches, a $3.8 million Pagani Huayra, and a $1 million Lamborghini Rovialetto. He frequented high roller scenes in Los Angeles and Miami nightclubs, burning through $250,000 to $500,000 per night, with receipts showing tabs exceeding $569,000. He acquired multi-million-dollar watches and gifted expensive Hermes Birkin bags to models and influencers. Open source intelligence, OSINT, techniques proved vital in locating Lamb. His post and boast social media presence, including photos on his personal Instagram using his real name, combined with posts from friends and acquaintances documenting his nightlife, pinpointed his whereabouts. Box, linked to about $18 million, played the crucial role of impersonating Gemini support on the calls. His consistent use of the same profile picture across platforms aided identification. Another figure, Danish, known as Danny Trauma or Meech, active in their private chats and known to have access to bankruptcy databases, was also implicated, though his exact role remained less clear. Further analysis revealed a cluster of Ethereum addresses tied to both Box and Wiz, receiving over $41 million, primarily used for purchasing luxury goods, cars, watches, jewelry, designer clothes. Despite their attempts to launder funds, especially into Monero, crucial mistakes were made. Wiz, during another screen share, revealed an address used for buying designer clothes that was directly linked back to millions in stolen funds. Box accidentally reused a deposit address, mixing dirty stolen funds with previously laundered money, creating an undeniable link. These slips, combined with the meticulous on-chain tracing, allowed investigators and security teams, including @CF Investigators and @ZeroShadow_IO and the Binance security team, working alongside law enforcement to make progress. They successfully froze more than $9 million in stolen funds across various platforms, and over $500,000 was eventually returned to the victim. The net was closing. The digital breadcrumbs, combined with the glaringly conspicuous real-world spending, painted a clear picture, but the investigation was now a high-stakes race against the clock. Once laundered successfully through the complex maze of crypto, recovering the hundreds of millions still missing would become nearly impossible. Could authorities possibly apprehend the culprits before they and the vast fortune vanished without a trace? Exactly 1 month after their audacious theft, on September 18, 2024, authorities closed in. Box was apprehended at Los Angeles airport, returning from the Maldives with his girlfriend. Immediately tipped off by Serrano's girlfriend, Lamb hastily deleted his Telegram account but was arrested on the same day in a dramatic FBI raid at a luxury waterfront Airbnb rental in Miami, said to be a celeb favorite. Seized during these raids were luxury cars, watches, and critical digital evidence linking both Lamb and Serrano to the crime. The indictment against Lamb and Serrano was unsealed, formally charging them with conspiracy to commit wire fraud and money laundering. Lamb faced a high-stakes legal battle. His attorney, Scott Armstrong, declared Mr. Lamb is 20 years old and unfortunately caught up in a very complicated case. We will vigorously defend him. Currently in remand in Virginia, Lamb awaits a trial set for October 6, 2025, that could see him sentenced for up to 20 years in prison for each offense. Serrano is reportedly engaged in plea negotiations. And the third main suspect? Following the investigation, Wiz was also arrested by US Marshals, marking the capture of the primary trio. Yet even as the main perpetrators face justice, the full story remains unfinished. Over $100 million in Bitcoin is still out there, somewhere in the digital ether. 22 luxury cars, bought with stolen funds, are yet to be found. And the identity of Swag, the accomplice who perhaps kicked off the entire scheme, remains unknown, a ghost in the machine, possibly already planning the next big score. Hit subscribe and ring that notification bell, because the next hidden reality is waiting to be uncovered.